Hello, good evening ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday night and it's organ music night and we're going to have a lot of delicious hymn melodies this evening. We had so many requests over the past weeks for the world's best hymns. Now on Friday night I started my top 20 and I think we got 5 of my top 20, so we'll continue with that at some other time after our festival next week. More on the festival later, so do hang around. That was a request for our friend Andrew. And Andrew requested a couple of hymns. That was one of them. Now, last night we had our tuba concert for the sort of the extra concert for our Patreons and our fancy members and all that kind of stuff. The we rather naughtily call it the Illuminati concert, so don't tell anyone. And last night we also played one of Andrew's requests, so I'm going to do that again tonight, later, because it's so wonderful. But I thought we'd start with Thaxted. Thaxted. Anyone know where Thaxted is? I do. Anyone out there know where Thaxted is? Do tell us if you know. It's wonderful. But that was a piece of music written by Gustav Holst. Gustav Holst, everyone thinks is a Norwegian composer. No, he was a British composer. But his roots were in Scandinavia. But anyway, Gustav Holst, wonderful composer, and of course he wrote the Planets Suite, and from Jupiter, from the planets, the mighty Jupiter, this melody appeared, and it was turned into a hymn tune back in, whenever, I really don't know. And I Vow to Thee My Country is the hymn, you know it as. Wonderful melody, and it just, you can do so much with it. And I hope you don't mind, I turned it into a little improvisation there and changed the harmonies at the beginning. Somebody got it, I think Jeff. Was it Jeff? I think Jeff recognized it immediately. Well done, Jeff. Well done, Jeff. You win a cream egg. You have to buy it yourself, mind, but you win a cream egg for that. So there you are. An interesting fact about the Thaxted tune, or the hymn I Vow to Thee My Country, the lines of music, the lines of verse, they're all exactly the same rhythmic length, 13 syllables. Da, da, I vow to thee my country, da, 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 da. So whatever the other words are, but there's 13. And it's 13 times 6. There you are, 6 lines of 13 syllables each. There you are, you didn't know that, did you? Now you do. Sorry, I'm very dry tonight, I do apologize. Vanessa and I had a very tasty dinner before this concert. It's very dry, so much tasty beverage this evening to keep the voice going. So, there we are. Now, yes, Panlometer, we are using the magnificent Düren organ again. I have a picture of it there. There you are. It's a very, very drab looking church. I don't know if you can see that on the screen there. It's all very sort of red brick and concrete and windows down one side. It's a very bizarre looking church, very modern. And the organ is a very sort of striking box thing at the back end. It's really rather exciting. I've never been to the church, but I will go and visit it one day and try out the organ for real, and then we'll do a sort of back-to-back version, the real organ and then the sampled organ, and see which sounds, see if you can tell the difference. How about that? Jeff Ford says Thaxted is in Suffolk, and you are right, it is indeed in Suffolk, close to the Norfolk border as far as I remember. I seem to recall, no, wait a minute, that was Southwold. It's close to Southwold, isn't it? Anyway, yes, there we are. Now, let's not do any of those things. Thaxted is in Essex, is it? My mum probably Googled that. I thought it was in Suffolk as well. I thought it was close to Southwold. Anyway, right, now, we're going to have some lovely hymns tonight, and all of these have been requested. And this is actually one of my favorite melodies. It's not Vaughan Williams or anything like that. It's a composer that we tend to forget about. A guy called Percy Buck. Remember Percy Buck, anybody? Percy Buck was a wonderful composer, composed all sorts of delicious organ music and some light music, but he composed one of my favorite hymn tunes. Now I used to play organ at a very bizarre church in Edinburgh, St. Michael and All Saints. I say bizarre because it was more Catholic than the Vatican could ever hope to be. It was an Anglo-Catholic church, if that makes sense. It was an Anglican church, but it was so high, bells and smells and whistles and you name it. It was amazing. Wonderful, wonderful Wonderful church. I was organist there for a while. When I arrived at that church, it had a Hammond organ, which we removed and put in a lovely big 2-manual instrument, which had a big sound, lovely big sound. And when I left there, my friend Tom became the organist for a while. Tom is sadly no longer with us. He was a wonderful organist. And then my other friend Ian took over, and he is also sadly no longer with us. That church seems to have killed off its organist. Good job I left in time. But yes, St. Michael and All Saints. And every Sunday evening we had an evensong and benediction. Yes, yes, yes. And during the benediction, this would regularly be sung, or at least the benediction hymn would regularly be sung to this melody. The melody is called Gonfalon Royal, and it's lovely. It's one of my favourite melodies of them all. It's a very sort of stately melody. So if you want to stand up and pretend you're a member of the royal family, go to the window and wave at people while I play this. Come on, director, press the buttons. People are asking why I'm wearing the same socks. That's not true. I wear different socks every time. I just have quite a lot of them. My funny socks. Yes, well, it's Lent, you see, so we're not going to wear funny socks during Lent. Dr. Chad says pedal melody equals doxology. Really? Really? I thought the amen is in the melody. Da, 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 da. Like the beginning. Isn't that a wonderful tune? The amazing thing about that tune is it ends on a sort of a hiatus. It doesn't stop. You get that lovely bit here at the end. So I think, where's it going? But it starts again. Da, 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 and off it goes. Isn't that lovely? It's supposed to be sung in unison, which means if you have a choir there, they should all belt out the melody. Now, I didn't do that. I got my choir to sing 4 parts. It is written in 4 parts, and I got them to sing the 4 parts. And the tenor line is just so beautiful in the middle. That's the tenor part in the middle. Now, listen for that. I'll play it in a different manual. I'll do that so you can hear it slightly better. That's the tenor line, and I always get got my tenors to belt that out on every verse, and it was just delicious. Oh, it was so nice. It was so nice. Ah, that brings back some special memories from that bizarre place. The Reverend Timothy Cole was the boss in those days, a guy who was. He was at Inverness Cathedral for a while and then got that job in Edinburgh. And I started studying in Edinburgh roughly the same time. So that was about 1990. And Tim wanted me to come and be his organist. So I did. I wonder what he's up to now. The Reverend Timothy Cole. I wonder what he's up to. Anyone know Rev Tim Cole? If you do, say hi. Give him a kick up the bum. And tell him I say hi. Yes. Yes, Timothy Cole, I wonder what he's up to. Right, continuing with our hymns this evening. I hope you all had a nice weekend so far. It's, oh God, yeah, now this is a difficult one. This is a definite difficult one. The melody is very simple, but the arrangement is hell on toast. Hell on toast, come on, emoji people. Hell on toast. Who requested this? Whoever you were, you want to put me to work tonight, so thank you for that. I hope you're all having a good weekend. That's what I was asking, isn't it? Yes. Hope you're all having a wonderful weekend, or have had a wonderful weekend. It's been miserable in this part of Germany. It started snowing again today. God, horrible. Not very nice indeed. Right, now, this one. It is a Lenten hymn, actually, so it would fit perfectly to this time of year. I suppose it should be the end of Lent, really. It's more a sort of a Holy Week hymn, I would say. Do I? Oh, I've got many, many requests. Are you just printing everything out in the hope that I play it, or are you sifting?
Ich habe eigentlich erstmal alles ausgedruckt, dass du so, guck mal, das habe ich.
Can I come back to you in a minute, ladies and gentlemen? Right, what's that? What on earth is that?
Dann habe ich das.
Oh, that's fun. Who's that for? Stephen Vester? Oh, we'll do that later.
Dann habe ich das.
Who's that for?
Das ist für Dominik.
That's a possibility. Okay, yes, that's a possibility. Good.
Und dann habe ich noch das. Das kann man aber später machen.
Yeah, I've got that here as well.
Yeah.
But we've got it twice now. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
And we've got that there as well. We're doing well on requests. Okay, good. Like beans on toast without the beans. Is hell on toast? Yes, I don't know where that hell on toast. A comedian said that a long time ago. Something that Eddie Izzard would have said, I think. Hell on toast. It's just basically, it's so bad that you can spread it on toast. There you are, hell on toast. Yeah, this is a hell on toast thing. It's an arrangement by Felix Mendelssohn. The tune is very simple. That's not true. That's not what it does at all. That's wrong. I'll play that again. That's better. Ah. Now it modulates to where you think you want it to go. Recognize that? If you recognize that, don't forget to pop it in there. Mr. Google says that Rev Tim Cole is at Christchurch, Georgetown, Washington, D.C. Really? The same Tim Cole who came originally from... Where was Tim from? Can you remember? Mater. Can you remember where Tim was from? He's from the south of Scotland, somewhere. Can't remember exactly. Was he from Ayrshire? Can't remember. A bit of skin falling off my fingers. Leprosy. Right, anyway, the tune here is called Breslau, and it's the words, "Take up thy cross," the Saviour said. And this is the arrangement by Mr. Mendelssohn. Mendelssohn, friend to Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. He was a sponger. Good heavens, I got a bit carried away there. I didn't. That happens from time to time. My tiny brain takes me off in very bizarre places and I never really know where we're going.
Hier, so wir haben einmal einen Geburtstag von jemandem.
I beg your pardon?
Wir haben einen Geburtstag von jemandem.
We have a birthday.
Peter hat das uns geschrieben, diejenige, ich weiß nicht, ob das eine Frau oder heißt Anna. Anna. So, man spricht das so aus. Anna oder so. Kein normaler Name.
Aina.
Anna, ne?
It was Aina's birthday. Right, who's Aina? His name.
Okay.
It's a man. Anyway, dear Fraser and Vanessa, a birthday request for a regular listener to your show. His birthday is today. Hello. And his name is Aina. Pronounced like blah, blah, blah. If you feel so inspired, that's a dangerous thing to say to me. You might play something Irish, but I'm sure he'll be very happy with happy birthday. That's from our friend Peter. Now we know who Peter is. Peter has another name and Peter appears here with another name. So yes, we can definitely do that. And I know what we'll do. We'll do something really nice and Irish because, well, next weekend, isn't it next weekend? When's the 15th? When's the 15th? Is it the 15th or is it the 12th or the 15th? I can never remember. St. Patrick's Night. When's that? 17th? Yes, it's March. I know it's March. Oh, nice one. Well done. Right, perfect. Yeah. Here we go. My alphabetical index of tunes. La 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 la. There we go. 1, 4, 3. Is that? No, that's not right. Is it? It is. Right then. All right. This is for Aina, and let's play this. This is going to be something Irish. It's the most Irish tune I can think of at the moment, from the hymn tunes, of course. Now, there is actually some. I have a surprise for you for St. Patrick's Day, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Our good friend Jerry sent me a piece of music that nobody plays. And Jerry's going to record it for St. Patrick's Day, so I thought I would do it for St. Patrick's as well. 17th of March, that's a Friday. That's a Friday. Ha-ha! Friday night is St. Patrick's night. Ooh, right, that's it. We have to be green on that night then. Right, that's it. Anyway, here then for our happy birthday boy, Aina. Do please sing along, and then we're going to play the most Irish hymn of them all, St. Patrick's Breastplate. Ooh. Oh my goodness me. Yes, 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 yes. That tune was arranged or harmonized by the wonderful Irish composer Charles Villiers Stanford. What a wonderful name. And Stanford was a notoriously difficult person to get on with before he had a drink. And then after he had a drink, he was an even more notorious person to get on with. There was a sort of a sweet spot halfway through a drink or 3/4 of a way through a drink where Stanford would have been the person to get on with. And I think I would have loved to have met Stanford and talked to him about music and harmony. Stanford was the link between Brahms and modern British harmony. So people like Herbert Howells, for example. Howells studied with Stanford and they got on very well with each other. Maybe Herbert Howells gave him things to drink and so on. But yeah, it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So Stanford is one of the most important composers the British Isles, I have to say that because he was Irish, ever saw. Stanford, wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Okay,
Sir Charles Villiers Stanford. Yes, I've got Wünsche here. Yeah, the thing is, Vanessa prints out everything that's requested, and we had a deal that we were going to vet everything that came in. Excuse me, vet everything that came in just in case. No, let me do my 2 little things here that I want to do, and then we can do the others. Okay? Now, on Friday, during my top 20. I played one of my favourite top 20 hymns, and it was a very famous Welsh hymn. And I promised that I would play another piece of Welsh music. And then, thanks to the director, I got carried away with millions of other requests of other things, and it got forgotten. So I do apologise for that. Now, that is coming tonight. It's coming shortly. It's here in my list of things to do. But first, we're going to have this other magnificent Welsh hymn, one of the finest there is. It's not Is it as good as Hyfrydol, or is it maybe, I think it's even better. You will recognize it, sing along and have a magnificent time doing it. If you can't sing along, stand up and go to the window and wave at people. That helps as well. They will think you're mad, but if you're here watching us on a Sunday evening, technically you are. We certainly are. Ah, how I miss playing those tunes. Sorry, I cocked up the pedal part in the middle there, didn't I? With shamads and everything. It's a bit embarrassing. Sorry about that. Things happen, we're only human. Yeah, but the harmonies, you can do that. You can go even more crazy with the harmonies and that. Somewhere in my dim and distant past, I have the most unbelievable, crazy, over-the-top harmonies for that. I can't find them though, which is a shame, because you can do bizarre things with that melody. Wonderful indeed. Now, wunderbar is the right word. Now, while Jez is writing the word wunderbar, let me dig in my selection of music for tonight and find this. This is particularly wunderbar. That's not right. Oh, hold on. There's page 2 of what I'm looking for. Now, where the hell is page 1? That's far. There it is. There it is. Jolly good. Everything's in the wrong order tonight. Cue jokes. I'm playing all the right notes. Oh God. Vanessa has ideas in the background that I find. Bodenseehorn. Vanessa has her own microphone, but she refuses to wear it. No. My headphones only work for the organ. It's a very complicated system we have set up here. The organ goes into an audio interface. I hear the organ through the headphones, through the interface, but the interface output goes into the ATEM Mini here that we use for streaming, and that goes there. Vanessa doesn't hear anything. She only hears the really loud stuff that I'm playing. That's all she hears. There we are. Haha, exciting stuff. Right, now, it was, of course, St. Patrick's Day the other day, 1st of March, and not St. David's Day, sorry. So St. David's Day the other day, 1st of March, and that is, of course, the National Day of Wales. Magnificent place, here be dragons, and so on. And I didn't know this piece of music before. I'm terribly sorry, but Jez sent me this. It's the Welsh National Anthem, and we're going to dedicate it tonight, not to Jez, but to Jez's brother. To Jez's brother, who hasn't been having the best time of late. So to cheer Jez's brother up a little bit, we're going to all stand up and sing the Welsh National Anthem. Go and find the words on the internet and sing along. Enjoy it. This is a good one. This is a good one. This is a definitely good one. Welsh provided, says Jez. Yeah, forget it. That definitely ain't gonna happen. Yeah, I had a look and no chance. I wouldn't even try. I even listened to a recording with some very big throaty Welsh guy singing and a man's choir in the background doing the really high stuff, the Harry Seacombe stuff. And yeah, no, definitely not. I'm going to stick to English and German. Those are my preferred languages for the moment. The Welsh National Anthem, ladies and gentlemen. On your feet. Isn't that, I'm sorry, now, what national anthems are amazing pieces of music in a number of cases. In some, they're just dire, they're dreadful. But that is a national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. That is amazing. And I dare say you can have even more fun than that with the harmonies and things. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Jez, I hope you were singing along at the top of your voice on the phone to your brother, who was also singing at the top of his voice. That's wonderful. That's absolutely marvellous. That's what a national anthem should be. If only other national anthems were that good. Don't you think? Yeah. Vanessa says yes. She hasn't got a clue what's going on, but that's fine. She said she's playing with her mobile phone while we're doing this. She's probably. Who are you chatting to? I beg your pardon? Who? My mother? You're not chatting to... No? Ah, Vanessa's always chatting to somebody in the background, in secret and in private. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I need a tiny little break. So during this break, it's festival advertising time, Mrs. G. Mrs. G? Yeah. Festival advertising time.
Wenn du das Management vergisst, du sollst die ganze Zeit. Okay.
Cheeky mood tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, from Friday the 10th of March, click, we will be having the 3rd Gartshore Organ Festival. 6 concerts of organ goodies for you and only you from March the 10th to March the 15th, 2023. So on Friday night is Organ Music Night, we will have our opening concert. The opening concert will be a mix of organ music from throughout the ages, from throughout the styles, all sorts of goodies, introducing the festival as it's going to start. March the 11th, Saturday night, a night of romance. How exciting. We're going to get together and be all lovey-dovey. So find someone you love, cuddle up to them on the couch under a blanket, get some glasses of wine going or whatever you prefer drinky poo is. And we're going to have a night of romance. Love tunes, love songs from throughout the ages. So from Baroque times, maybe even earlier, right up to the modern day, lovey-dovey tunes. That's going to be a rather exciting time. Now, on the Sunday, rather than Sunday night as organ music night, we are going to have another silent film night. Oh yes, this is always a popular one during our organ festivals. So grab your popcorn, get your cinema tickets and join us for a silent film night. This time, I think we're going to do 2 shorter films. I'm not sure yet. It's not 100% certain. One of which I will accompany with a theatre organ, a cinema organ, and the other I will accompany with a classical organ. So that could be rather interesting, something different this time. Now then, on March the 13th being Oscar night, over in the United States, we're going to have a film music night. Music connected to the Oscars. So Oscar-winning music from throughout the years. Some film music goodies. I used the word goodies quite a lot tonight, didn't I? On Tuesday, March the 14th, we are going to have a jazz band ball. So get your carnival costumes on. Get your umbrellas ready and we'll do some New Orleans dancing through the streets at the Jazz Band Ball, playing jazz on the organ, on the classical organ, on the theatre organ, and maybe even the Hammond organ. Ooh la la. And then on Wednesday, March the 15th, we will close everything off, round everything up, and finish our festival in the festival closing concert. All concerts start at the usual time. That's 10 p.m. here in Central Europe. Now, if you are in American parts of the world, time changes. You move into summertime next weekend. So for you, if you're East Coast, the first concerts will therefore be 4 p.m. and the next ones will be 5 p.m. So that's maybe slightly better for you guys over there. But in the rest of the world, as far as I know, the clocks change later. Our clocks only change at the end of March. Isn't that right? Vanessa says yes. Click. That's the end of that. That's magic, isn't it? I can do it. Shall I do that again? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. And click. And click. Isn't that exciting? Ha! How do I do it, you all say? It must be witchcraft. No, it's Vanessa. It's Vanessa doing her management things. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are having a splendid evening so far, there we are. Christoph. I know who Christoph is. Thank you very much for your ticket. I've seen the occasional ticket coming in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are enjoying yourselves, do consider buying either what's called a virtual concert ticket or putting a penny in the tip jar or whatever you want to call it. Somebody the other day said it's like sitting in a pub during Fraser's concerts. So that's fine. So you treat us to a round in that case. Buy us a round. Buy us a drinky poo. And you can do that via our PayPal link. You can do it via something called Buy Me a Coffee. Are we ready for that, Vanessa, for a link? She says, Buy Me a Coffee link. Have you got it there? Yeah. She's faffing about chatting to people about stuff. Who are you chatting to now? There's something called Buy Me a Coffee. And we're using Buy Me a Coffee at the moment to save up for kit. And we've just received funding for a new streaming unit. This is going to be Vanessa's birthday present. I had to tell her, by the way, because she noticed something was up the other night. So there will be a new streaming thing coming very soon, and that's going to be Vanessa's new present. And that will be amazing because we can do more graphics, more goodies. We can do more exciting things. It's very good fun. So that's going to be rather exciting. Now, somebody, I'm not going to say who, but aloha, somebody recently wrote to me and said they were trying to donate something to the channel via our bank account. Now, if you look down in the description of the video, you will find a link, or not a link, you will find details of our bank account. Somebody said, I want to donate something to the channel, but I don't want to use PayPal. I don't want to use Buy Me a Coffee because you need credit cards and you need all those sorts of things. And they didn't trust it, but they wanted to go to their bank and transfer money to my bank, which I think is wonderful. Thank you very much. But it didn't work because the details were wrong. So we've changed that. The details that you see in the description underneath the video are now correct. So if you would like to donate something to us via a bank transfer, an international bank transfer, that's the way to do it. So thank you very much and aloha to that part of the world. So there we are. Thank you very much indeed. Right, now, let's stop my requests, my goodie things for tonight, and let's have a look at some of Vanessa's things. Right, Vanessa, what have you got? Who has been requesting things? Have the people been requesting things, been putting tips in the jar as well to say thank you? You have. You have, haven't you? Well, yes, you have. What's that? Yes, we can do that. Oh, that's a good one. This would be a good one for our film music night. That's also film music. That's even... they're both good. That's for Steffi. Yeah, that's... What on earth?
Ich glaube, sie kommt nach ihrem Vater.
Steffi sent me a score. Steffi sent me a score that makes little or no sense, but I do know the piece of music. It's a choir version. It's a choir version. Maybe I'll do that with my choir. But no, I know the piece of music, so we can do that. Right. What else have we got? What else have we got? Da 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 da. Oh, I know that. Oh, good heavens, an organ version of it. I see copyright claims coming, and that's for Uncle Joe. Yes, we can give me that as well then. Okay, good, right. I've got it here, but a different version of it. All right, fair enough. Splendid. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some fun requests. It's after 11 o'clock, so let's stop the hymns and get into the fun stuff. A couple of weeks ago, our friend Peter, is Peter here tonight? Vanessa just wrote Peter on it. Is that my writing? It's my writing. I wrote Peter. Right, in that case, okay. She's being very cheeky tonight. I wrote Peter on that. So, Peter, this was Peter's request for the other night. It's a wonderful old jazzy tune from years of old. We'll stick to this organ, because it's good fun for this kind of stuff. It's called Button Up Your Overcoat. When the wind is free. When the wind is free. That sounds like something that happens if you eat too much cauliflower. Take good care of yourself. You belong to me. Everyone thinks this song is actually called You Belong to Me. It's not. It's called Button Up Your Overcoat. And it's a great old one from the 20s. 1928. From De Silva, Brown and Henderson. Remember them? They wrote lots of songs together and made a fortune doing it. Button Up Your Overcoat. Very bossy tonight.
Das stimmt.
I had the finger there. You know when the wife turns to you and you get the eyes, you know, not those eyes, these eyes, and the finger that goes with the eyes. That's it, yeah.
Also Bodenseehund und Ursa, wir haben schon einen guten Plan, wenn du jetzt nicht lieb bist zum Management. Wir haben einen sehr guten Plan. Unser Brainstorming hier im Chat funktioniert richtig gut.
I see. Right, now let's see if we can get this one done. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be more difficult, but difficult is good fun. Difficult could be good fun. Let me fold this over so I hopefully get... Did Steve send this, or did you find it?
Das hat gesendet.
Steve sent this himself, right. If it all goes wrong, let's blame Steve. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a wonderful piece of music by... There's a wonderful piece of music by a guy called Ron Goodwin, one of the best film music composers the British Isles ever produced. He wrote the music for... Those magnificent men in their flying machines. He also wrote the music for Finishing in the Monte Carlo, the Monte Carlo or Bust song, sung by Jimmy Durante. We're on our way to Monte Carlo. Oh, oh. Yeah, Jimmy Durante. He didn't say Monte Carlo, he said Monte Carlo. Can't do Jimmy Durante very well. I'm not drunk enough. But anyway, Ron Goodwin wrote some very amazing film music as well as the fun stuff. He wrote this. Where the hell is the melody? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. This was the music to 633 Squadron, which is from the motion picture of the same name. At least that's what it says at the top here. And I think we need to beef up the organ a bit for this. Are you talking at me again, Mrs. G? No? Oh, I see. All right. Okay. I thought she was saying something in the background. Right. A magnificent piece of music, a wonderful melody, and I hope that the organ score is playable. Let's find out. Same rhythm as... America. Same rhythm. It's a da 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 da. It's that kind of thing. Very clever. Not as fast, but here we go. Let's try it. The 633 Squadron. What a magnificent piece of music. God, that's tough work. It goes through all sorts of different keys and all sorts of exciting things. Whoo! Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Vesta. Hi, 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 hi. I'm exhausted after that one. That's good fun, though. The 633 Squadron, right? That's a keepy. Keepy. Keepies are what we do when we like the music and we want to keep it. Time to slow down and be romantic for a moment. I'm going to be romantic and play something for Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe has a different name at the moment, I think, doesn't he? Uncle Joe's calling himself something else these days. And this is a Richard Rogers number. It's Rodgers and Hammerstein, as far as I remember. Yes, it is Rodgers and Hammerstein. It even says it there. And it's called If I Loved You, which is a bit romantic. But Joe, we do love you. So. let me switch the microphone back on. The microphone was on for half of that until Vanessa went, "Hachoo," in the background. If you heard that, that was Vanessa sneezing. I beg your pardon? She was desperately waiting until I started to play and then went. So, on Friday she had the hiccups. And tonight she's having the sneezes. What will it be next week? Oh God. I hope not. If I Loved You, that was for our dear friend Joe. Thank you, Joe. Let's have the grey book tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a premiere. A premiere. This, ladies and gentlemen, is not the brown book of magnificence. It's not even the green book of magnificence. No, this is the modern and exciting and shiny grey book of existence. I think we'll call it the silver book because the pages have this lovely silver sort of sheen to them at the edges. Very professional, very lovely. And our friend Gleiswanderer admitted that he is not admitted he doesn't know as many of the silver songs. So we're going to try one of these tonight. This was his suggestion. And I'm not sure if this is a play or a cheeky comment towards me. It probably is, but it's quite good fun. I'm taking my helmet off so that you can see. This one is called, and I'm not joking, this is number 138 in the silver book. It's called Grey Hair, a beautiful crown. That's literally what it's called. It's called Grey Hair, a Beautiful Crown. So there you are. Now, let's see what it's all about. It's in the key of F, and it looks rather nice. It looks rather, actually, like something Richard Rodgers might have written. So, let's find out. Grey Hair, a Beautiful Crown. Gleiswanderer playing jokes on my hair color, I think. beautiful melody. It's film music. It really is. I don't know who composed these pieces because there are no names of composers with them, which I think is a terrible shame. There's probably an index somewhere. I'm guessing. Is there an index somewhere? Beg your pardon? No. Yeah, it doesn't say there are no composers to these tunes. I think that's a terrible shame. Who wrote these magnificent melodies? They should win an Oscar for that. So there we are, Gleiswanderer from the Silver Book of Magnificence tonight. That was lovely, wasn't it? Very lovely. Good. Right. What are we getting here? Oh, hold on. Secrecy. Oh, microphone off, ladies and gentlemen. Secret communication. Yes. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I see. A secret, ladies and gentlemen. A secret. A secret is coming up. A secret is coming up. Right, here we are. Now, let's dig around in my little... Let's just say there's a person in the audience there who keeps rendering Vanessa and myself speechless, which is a pretty hard thing to do, but this individual manages it again and again and again and again. And more on that in a minute. What shall we have? I know what we'll have. Let's have Steffi's request. Now, Steffi is Wunderlich Junior. So Alexander's daughter, Steffi, has requested a very lovely piece of music. And this is something that I used to play with one of my jazz bands all the time. And we used to do the Louis Armstrong version. Now, can I even remember it? I'm sure I can. How did we start? I need to work out what key it was in at the beginning. I think I can remember. All right then. Ladies and gentlemen, from the pen of Mr. Bertolt Brecht, from the writing musical skills of Mr. Kurt Weill, let us take you to Berlin of yonder year, to the wonderful world of Mackie Messer, otherwise known as Mac the Knife. der Haifisch. That's how it starts in German. Der hat Zähne und die trägt im Gesicht. There's a wonderful version of that. All right. Vanessa disappeared during that one. She's gone downstairs to sneeze in a corner. Or to talk to the dog, probably. Yeah, the original version of that. There's a wonderful version of it. Kurt Weill is playing a cinema organ and Bertolt Brecht is singing. Neither of them are very good at what they're doing. Kurt Weill was not an organist, definitely not. He was trying his hardest to play this piece of music on the organ, and Bertolt Brecht, who was very much a poet, definitely not a singer, was trying to sing it. I suggest you go and, it's probably on YouTube, it's bound to be on YouTube. See if you can find it. It's the most hilarious thing in the world. It's one of those sort of, it's obviously recorded on an old shellac recording, an old 78 RPM recording, and Bertolt Brecht has got one of those sort of very nasal voices like people used to have in those days. And old Kurt Weill on the organ is making a right hash of it. Definitely good fun though. If you can find it, enjoy it and have a laugh. It's wonderful. I wish people talked like that these days. That would be good fun, wouldn't it? When did people stop talking like that around the world? It happened all over the world. Back in the sort of 20s, 30s and 40s and I suppose even 50s. People here, we have some BBC people here, people who connected to the BBC and all those places. And you know, the days of received pronunciation, they've all gone and it's terrible and everyone just talks however they want now. It's terrible. Remember the good old days. Ladies and gentlemen, His Majesty the King will now speak to the nation. And this thin, wiry voice would come on and speak to the nation. And it's great. I think it's a terrible shame that that's gone. It happened. We had it in Germany as well. It was a sort of German received pronunciation. Lots of rolled R's. Beg your pardon? Oh, Vanessa had to take the bread out of the oven. We make, well, I say we, she. Yeah. We, the royal we make our own bread. That's how German we are. And, oh, it does smell good. Oh, God, I'm so hungry again. Anyway, right, enough of that. I've no idea what I was talking about. What was I talking about before you ruined my conversation? Oh yes, received pronunciation. Lots of rolled R's around the world. Everyone used to do that. Why don't they do it anymore, I wonder? Can I do this first? She's waving papers at me again. What I need is a spray bottle. I can just, I can squirt at her. That would be good fun. That would be good fun. Oh, she's got a plan. So, we just had a piece of music that started, tum-ta-tum. Actually, right at the beginning we had a piece of music that started like that too. That's not bad, is it? We have a theme going this evening, tum-ta-tum. The next piece of music starts like this, tum-ta-tum. And then does tum-ta-tum. And then goes higher, tum-ta-tum. And then closes, tum-ta-tum. I wonder what it might be. Our friend Dominic Eckart has provided the score. It is film music by John Williams. And it is, of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Cue the copyright claims this evening. Wow. That's a lot simpler than I always thought it was. It's typical John Williams. John Williams is very clever. He stays on one thing, one note. So here we are. Yeah, and he's got chords all staying on the same note at the bottom, but then he goes. That's clever. And then he does it again. So clever. It's all on one note. It sounds so complicated, but it's so clever. John Williams, you cheat. I love it. Thank you, Dominic, for that. The Raiders March, it's called, by John Williams. 1981. 1981. I was 8. Gosh, that's a long time ago. A long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting towards the end of this evening's celebrations. Oh, shoot.
Und hier, mach das mal das hier. Downtown machen wir dann zum Schluss. Kannst mal ruhig die Management-Tipps befolgen hier. Hier.
I beg your pardon. The management is being very... Where is it then? Where is it? I'm trying to find it. Ah, there it is. There it is. Right. Okay. That's coming up. That's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. But first, to our Uncle Joe. To our Uncle Joe. And like I say, Uncle Joe is an amazing person. Uncle Joe manages to surprise us from time to time, and he keeps surprising us from time to time. And gosh, Uncle Joe, what a guy. What a guy, what a guy, what a guy. Uncle Joe lives in South Carolina, which, as you know, is... which is Charleston town, and you don't live that far from Charleston, actually, do you? Only a couple of 100 kilometers miles, whatever, from Charleston. The city of Charleston itself. Wonderful place. I've never been to South Carolina, but we have an excuse to visit at some point in the form of Joe and, of course, Joe's loving wife, Marie, as well. And Joe and Marie have been with us pretty much from the very, very beginning. And Joe and Vanessa are always chatting in the background. When I go and look at the sort of Gartshore gang emails at any point after a concert, there are sort of 400 emails between Joe and Vanessa about the weirdest things. They talk about the most bizarre things together, which is rather cute, actually, and rather wonderful. And Vanessa loves the fact that Joe is so secretive about things. And from week to week, we get some little bits of more information. Joe is a rather talented violinist. I've heard a recording of Joe scratching his violin. He sings in a church choir, and I've seen a video of him singing in his church choir. Ha 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 ha. Yes, all these secrets, they're all out there. And one of these days, we will find Joe lurking in the background somewhere. So anyway, Joe, thank you so much. Joe and Marie, thank you so much indeed. Vanessa asked me to play this for you. It's, again, Richard Rodgers, but this time with Lawrence Hart, who did the other bit, and it's called My Funny Valentine. Now, this is a very, very wonderful piece of music. Again, one note in the bass and lots of chords around it. So there's a link to the piece we just played as well. Lots of links this evening. Gosh, what a planned program it was. My Funny Valentine. For Joe, for Marie, and for everyone else out there that has their own funny Valentine. Wow, My Funny Valentine with their lovely harmonies. Now then, we're going to pump up the organ here and have a final number this evening. This is a request from our Blue Wrench, Mr. Cameron Platt. Actually, it's from the Platt gang, this request. The Platt gang being, of course, Cam and Kristen. So there you are. And this is a request for Nancy Telling and Ursa Meyer from the Cam Platts gang, from the Platts gang. So it's for Nancy and Ursa. It's from the Platts. So there you are. And it's a wonderful piece of music. I think you can all sing along to this one. It's absolutely great fun. It's a real big one. It's a big one. I'm going to beef it up as well. When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go to the Gartshore gang. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Instead of singing, it's Downtown, of course. Yeah, remember who sung Downtown? Downtown. Da, 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 da. Who sung it? Come on, who sung it? Who sung Downtown? Petula Clark. I've got to give them a chance, exactly. But yes, we can definitely do this. Right, so instead of singing Downtown, sing Gartshore. All right, because when you're feeling alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go to Gartshore. You can come to us and have some fun. When you've got worries, all the noise and hurry seems to help. I know, Gartshore. There you are. Okay, so there we are. Just listen to the music of the Gartshores on the organ. There we are. We'll change the words. Linger on the channel where the director is pretty. That fits perfectly. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. That's true, they are. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go Gartshore. Things will be great when you Gartshore. There you are. Okay, so there we are. Let's change the words and have some fun with this. Right, folks, here we go. Here we go. Christmas. Ah, my goodness, what a magnificent, I love this organ, isn't it brilliant? The organ in Düren. Düren is if you're in Cologne and you go west to Aachen, to the Dutch border, there's just almost at Aachen, there's a little place called Düren, and that's where this amazing instrument is. Oh my God, that's about an hour away from here. An hour and a half away from here, so that's not bad. We really need to go. Ladies and gentlemen, chat, 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 click. It's time to say tatty bye, which means it's time to say good night. Oh, good heavens, what a weekend that was. I hope you had as much fun as we did. Thank you very much for being part of our Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night at the Organ Gang. Wonderful to have you around. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for joining us. We have a new member. Who's the new member? Urza? Urza, aren't you a member already? Good, that's exciting. Urza is now a member, which means Urza can now use the emojis that she herself created. That's weird. Nice one, thank you very much. Thank you all for your virtual tickets. Thank you for putting a tip in the tip jar. Thank you for buying us around. Thank you for whatever you wanted to do. Thank you very much indeed. It's so much fun to have you around. Thank you. You are all wonderful. We love you all. Ah, you're amazing. Right, that's it, folks. It's time to say cheery bye. See you on Friday for the beginning of the festival.